he hasn't closed on the property yet. We're starting early to build a strong tie together so that it succeeds. I just want to thank Mr. Cresci for being here, and you'll get to meet him in a moment, and also Mr. Hill Robertson, who's the property manager, and he's been a terrific steward of the golf course all of these years, and it's been a pleasure to work with you. If I could, I'll just remind you of our vision, and the vision that once the club was closed for good, it grew out of many, many meetings, as many of you remember, and we finally got it codified in the overlay zoning code. And what this vision is twofold. One, we wanted to create the opportunity to have a successful, sustainable enterprise in the middle of this glorious property. And we wanted to preserve the green space for the good of the greater community, not just Hidden Hills neighbors. That was our motivating vision. And our vision is built on the knowledge that sports can be a unifying force. And it already is in our world. I look at the Olympics. Cricket can be part of that unifying force, as can other sports that could be played on some of the fields. Other kinds of physical activities on a multi-purpose field, or tennis, or swimming, horseback riding even. So we recognize that it's a big area, 187 acres. Our vision is also aware, or we're aware, that the success will depend on that community tie. The strength of our community, which is why it's so important that you belong to the community, but also the strength of creating something that the entire community will feel a part of. And that's why we have emphasized the need to have the walking trails, so you have connectivity, the need to have some public spaces where you can meet other people and have those serendipitous encounters where you get to really understand somebody from a different culture, rather than just trying to Facebook your fake understanding on the internet. You have a real relationship, and we have that opportunity. I really see it, I feel it, I believe it. So we're asking for things where you'd have a multi-purpose facility, you'd have a place for education, you'd have a place for people to get together, people from diverse backgrounds. We live in an international metropolitan area, and we have a jewel of 187 acres right here, and it can be designed very well to make it the highest potential use. One of the people who's advising us on the possible development actually studied it as part of a massive thesis project for a master's in architecture and a master's in regional and city planning from Georgia Tech. And I'm proud to say that's my daughter, Audrey Plummer. Very proud. And she is a licensed architect, a licensed city planner, and has been working professionally for 10 years. And she has been a great resource for our community, but also she's just a darn good urban planner and can help make this thing work. But I do want you to hear from Mr. Cresci, and I want you to believe me when I say that we're on the cusp of an opportunity here that can absolutely be transformational. It can absolutely be a legacy project for Mr. Cresci and his team. And we want it to be successful, but we want to work closely with you so that we can make it the best that it can be. And I'd like to turn the mic over to you now, Mr. Cresci. Thank you so much for coming out.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I am from South Florida, which is with cold weather in Atlanta. I flew in this morning and going back. Thanks for going back tonight. We got an opportunity, came up here and advised. I have done many sports complex. In South Florida, I have built, you can Google me and look at it, macquarie.com, and have done a lot of sports programs for the youth programs, after school programs, for good for the community, local. So this opportunity, I built the cricket start with the 4 teams 2008, we have 1,100 team in US. 1,100 teams, they're growing just like a soccer, but it's slow. And why did not be professional teams is playing World Cup for US? Because youth did not participate in it. So our goal is bring them youth to give them the other sports. They cannot be qualifying the basketball, footballs, and soccer. They have another sports to join. So instance to between 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, home, breaking doors and doing something bad things, involved for the new sports. I raised up over 5,000 kids in Palm Beach County to join the programs. We built $72 million stadium in Broward County for the cricket facility with a multi-part. There is basketball, soccer, baseball, and cricket fields. It's all multi-task. I got opportunity here for golf course, been closed many years. I reached Mr. Hill and got in the contract, gave him non-refundable deposit. This last few months and working with the city and got proposal by your association, which is they want to have done and which is that we want to be done same way. We coming here not to taking over, giving you guys in your city. I don't live here, I live in Palm Beach, but our goal is make a better community. There is opportunity, we have, they propose us, they have apartment complex, clubhouse, and a sports complex, which is designated to soccer fields, horseback riding, cricket fields, miniature golf, basketball, and tennis. That's our vision is. Because many things is going to be possible, because I live in golf community in Florida. It's called Boca Wood. There is, when we're playing golf, I pay $1,500 membership per month. You pay or you play or not play, you have to pay $1,500 a month because cost of maintenance of golf course. I haven't seen after 3 o'clock anybody playing entire whole golf course. It's empty. But we're paying for those. So the golf course is not very active games for everybody because where the family, father can play golf, kids cannot play, they want to play basketball. So this can be fit, everything's all in one place. They want to play golf, natural golf you can play. You have soccer, you can play soccer, you can play basketball, tennis. So that's multi-part and that's been very successful. So I'm building one other one is on Chicago. I have opening in April 6th. Is on my website. Another stadiums, Mac Sports Complex. They have multi-sports there. Actually, city give us the land because they seen we have been done twice in other states. This is the fourth one we've been doing. So I think this is great opportunity for everybody. If you're happy, we'll do it because we came for you guys and work this thing up as a teamwork and make the community better and our future is better. The bringing this thing up is going to be value up to your property also. Whenever you bring something there, there's value. Of course, they're going to have few jobs available also in the community. So this is our proposal is, I hope everything went well and we've been talking to they invite me tonight and introducing, so I just telling about cricket a little bit more. People think cricket is not real game. It is. Most paying games, when I was speaking to school, minimum got paid between $200 to $20 million in the cricket. Played in the season. Season would be 4 weeks and 5 weeks. So you can play 5-6 seasons in 1 year. Cricket is the second world largest game in the world after soccer. Many people doesn't know that. Many people doesn't know that. But after soccer, if you go in the Google, cricket is the most playing games after soccer and most paying games. How come they're not bringing US very popular in cricket? It used to be 18th century they've been playing. Now they're playing because the cricket take 5 days to find out who won the game. That's crazy, right? So, and sometime after 5 days you watch the game 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock and cannot figure out the match draw because they not result who won.
Right.
That's what the game was. So 1999, I think how I can bring the cricket in US, and I was here, I finished my high school, college. So I started the same American game for 2.5 hours. Short version of the games. Finished just like basketball, baseball, 2.5 hours, you have results. So you have to pitch 120 balls, one teams, whoever they make more score, they win against. Very simple games. When I was doing it, they saying, this guy's crazy, they're putting in this short version, nobody want to play. I challenged them, I said, I'm gonna give you $5,000 who's win these games. So everybody started playing with that money. So in the world now, most popular games, they're called T20. The same game I started in 99, America found the games T20 fast version of cricket. Every year I do US Open, just like golf US Open. Now we have cricket US Open 2008, we found it with the 4 teams. We have many teams, we give them $100,000 cash prizes. The winner will take $100,000 take homes. So we have found the team last year, Atlanta Griffin. Actually, and we found the teams when I met with the Hill and few other people, they said, why not we have cricket team for Atlanta? So they played for US Open and they actually went through the quarterfinal. So there's opportunity, I guess, and any question you guys have it, I'm here. I can answer it. Something I miss, I can help. And I met the beautiful ladies, 2 of them today. And with our decks, I hope we can work together all. And I really thank you for appreciate for all your opportunity, bring him in your town. And thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you. We appreciate it, Mr. Chris. Thank you very much.
So if you have any questions, I'm sure there's a few questions you want to have. So let's start from the back room, young lady.
You mentioned an apartment complex.
Okay.
Let's talk a little about that.
Okay, this is the proposal, you guys have it on the table before I even know. So this is to show them lower, medium density condominiums. Condominium like somebody own it and who's living there and playing by clubhouse. So they allow this thing up, they have 27 to 30 acres with the condominiums or townhouse with a clubhouse. And the rest green area, all the sports complexes.
So we're talking about condominiums, and Mr. Qureshi, he may mention apartments. That's the way he would describe it. But we're talking about condominiums, and so they would be priced in a way that it would be a place where, like I said, once again, it would be that it would maintain itself. It would have its own maintenance plan and all those things that you have in a high-rise condominium. We recognize also as a part of the plan is that once again, if we give density, that is that we give something high in the middle of the property, it can help sustain the other parts of the property. So that's part of the things that we want to make sure you understand. Keeping the green space in place is important, but the centerpiece has to generate revenue. That's the only way it's going to stay at. Okay, so that's what that was about. Another question, right here. Yeah.
There's a proposal for Gwinnett Place Mall to
Yes.
open a 20,000-seat cricket stadium and complex.
Yes, it is.
Do you see that as a complement to this project or competition?
No, this is no competition. You know how many baseball fields and football fields? Because this is a local community things. You want your children can play sports. you don't have to go, that stadium is not impacting us because we're doing the junior programs, which is the local junior program. And then never, like more school is better for us. The same thing on this junior programs, many places they can open.
Sure. Question?
Yes, regarding security.
Yes.
Especially for the homes that are basically like the backside of the golf course is almost the backyard
Mhm.
of the home. So what about security in those areas?
The security, basically, if you look at it, any places you go, golf course is very open, as anybody can go in from there. But we do have actually sign in, sign out program, because when they're coming from the clubhouse, they're very standard. For everybody coming, like I even live in golf course community, I have to gate it, I have to go in from one place. There's like 3 entrances, I believe, and all entrances closed is not going to be open for publics. And whoever they're coming in, they sign in and call in, I guess. The same thing's secure.
Okay, question. One right there.